All right, Thunder hosting the Nuggets. 1 and 2 seeds in the West, the top two favorites for MVP. Jokic, SGA.
He's very clearly and very
locked in.
Early in the first, Nuggets leading by 7. Jokic going to work. Aaron Gordon with the putback and the and one. But he'll leave the game with a calf injury, something he's been dealing with throughout the season. All right, let's get late to the first quarter after losing Gordon. Nuggets up 6. Jokic takes a spill here, hits his elbow, and the training staff has to ice him up.
Yeah, on his shooting hand, too.
Not good. Yeah,
He was short on a lot of threes for the rest of the game.
Under 2 minutes left. SGA goes at it. Jokic with the block. And here comes the outlet. Christian Brown. Over the head to Michael Porter Jr. Bang, as Mike Breen would say. A three-pointer. Here come the Nuggets again. Look at Russ, but rejected by Jalen Williams. Michael Porter couldn't finish. SGA on the other end. Gets the hoop and the harm.
doesn't sweat.
Never.
He's going to have 20 points. For that streak he's going to break it.
58th consecutive game, third most in the NBA since 2000. Now Jokic goes here.
Former teammates.
Gets the work in for sure. Jokic, the step back three on Hartenstein, short, but Russ is right there, finds Jamal Murray, drains the three-pointer.
Best minimum contract in the league, Russ. What do you think?
Good argument.
Fourth quarter action now. SGA blows by Murray, as Dave Pash said, gets the layup.
Even his face on that, he was like, oh.
2 minutes later, Jokic loses it there. Thunder on the run. Lou Dort with the hammer.
What's
he missed it.
more than 2?
Right, but smartly gets to the corner. Fly by. Dort nails it.
Just how they drew it up.
Analytics are ruining the game. You missed a dunk just to hit a three, guys.
OKC with the big win. Pull it away in the fourth quarter.
Excited, Shai.
Here's Shai.
We're able to get stops down the stretch and then just execute. That's what it's going to come down to when teams are so good. It's never going to be pretty all the time, but if you get stops and execute, you give yourself a chance no matter who you play.
I think we had opportunities, like I had 10 open threes and missed it, so I think we had the opportunity, we just missed it.
Did your elbow bother you at all after that fall?
A little bit, but it's okay.
It should be okay. It's going to be okay because Shams is here now. By the way, I think Jokic wore that jacket in your honor there, Shams. That leather jacket. Shams Charania, our senior NBA insider, the best in the business. All right, Thunder play again tonight against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. What do we know about the status of Jokic and Aaron Gordon, who both were dinged up yesterday, Shams?
George, Nikola Jokic is questionable to play tonight. He's dealing with issues in not just his left elbow, but also his right elbow. So both elbows have issues going on. He is banged up, but I'm told he will warm up tonight with the intention to try to play. There is optimism that he's going to be able to give it a go here on this back-to-back against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The bigger concern, though, for the Denver Nuggets is Aaron Gordon, their two-way stalwart. He is out tonight with a right calf injury. He also has been dealing with an ankle sprain, but that calf, he suffered strains in November, December, and again here this month. And it's likely that he needs some period of time to rest both his ankle and his calf. I'm told the Nuggets will likely spend the next couple of days after tonight's game to figure out the best treatment plan for Aaron Gordon.
Tough stuff for Denver there. Shams, thanks, man. You're the man. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Yes, sir. There he is. All right, so the Thunder have another gear that they can hit, especially late in games, and Sunday was another example of that. OKC outscored their opponent by 15 or more in the final quarter 6 different times this season, and 4 of them have come against, check this, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Warriors, and the Knicks. So, Brian, what did last night tell you about these teams?
The spread in between them. The Thunder's margin for error is enormous. Denver's margin for error is much smaller. Obviously, you lose Aaron Gordon in this game. It makes a huge difference. What happened, Chet Holmgren feasted as soon as Gordon went off the court. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay, he scored 40 points in this game. B-minus performance, in all honesty. He's such a good player that he can play at less than his top level and still dominate the game. Guys, he took 11 threes in this game. George, I know you did the sidelines for this game. I almost wonder if he was just kind of messing around. And not messing around, but like just taking a look at what it would be like to shoot some more threes. Like, if this was a game that really had something important on the line, he does not take 11 threes, and he might score 50 points. That's how good they are. He can go 2 for 11, and they can still win this game running away.
Well, that's the luxury that the Thunder have, because we just saw the stat about outscoring teams by 15 points in the fourth quarter. This is the third time they've outscored a team by 20 in the fourth quarter. That's the most on franchise history since the Sonics did in '88, right? Like, the two things that teams have that are unstoppable in this league right now, one is when the Celtics are in the three-point barrage and nobody can stop them, and the other is when the Oklahoma City Thunder clamp down defensively, and there is no answer for it. Even with Jokic on the court, they shut them down. They turned the TV off in the fourth quarter, and they just took the game away. They have a 12 to 15-minute stretch like that. Nobody can do anything about that defense.
They just have so much depth. I mean, you're watching in the fourth quarter of that game, and it was a close game. And I remember at the end, Dave has to go, this has turned into a blowout. Well, they're actually beating teams by an average of 13 points a year. That would break an NBA record from the 1971-72 and LA Lakers that won 33. Point differential. Yep. So to me, this is routine for them because they have so much depth. Like, they have 3-4 guys that can have a big game every night. But when I saw Shai, I mean, you're right, Brian. It was an easy 40. Like, he could have had 50 if he shot a little bit better. And he was fresh at the end of the game. And I thought with Jokic, with the elbow, he had to play more. He has to do more. Shai can close like that because he's getting rest. He doesn't have to have all that on him the entire game.
To your point, David, they were playing Memphis the other night on ESPN. And
Same
similar
thing.
thing. It was a 6-point game with 6 minutes to go. And then with 3 minutes to go, it was a 20-point game. And to your point, Brian, they are experimenting. There's no question. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And they're also experimenting with their two big lineup, right? Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. They've only played like 8 or 9 games together at this point. But in this particular contest, look at the difference when those two were on the floor together. Their offensive rating, 141.7. Their defensive rating would be historic by a wide margin of 83.8. Now, only 18 minutes, small sample size, but that's all you need. Those 18 minutes can absolutely strangle any opponent.
I feel like for the Nuggets fans, I should point out that with 10 minutes left to go in the game, there was an obvious foul that would have been Chet Holmgren's sixth, where he hit Russell Westbrook in the head that was uncalled. Having said that, 26 minutes Holmgren played in this game. He was held down a little bit by foul trouble. He's over plus 30. I think he was plus 32 in those 26 minutes. When they can go to those lineups that can stress out other teams, either going extra small or extra big, it just makes them harder to deal with, especially on their home court, where they're going to be throughout the Western Conference playoffs.
All right. Do they have doubters still? Are you guys, anybody here a doubter still of the Thunder?
I mean, I'm not I think they can do it, but when you're a young team, the question is, will you do it? And they feel different this year. I mean, when you were around them last year, it was kind of a surprise. They were a year ahead of schedule. This year, I feel like they believe. But I would say with the Nuggets, like they have such little margin for error. That update that Shams gave on Aaron Gordon was really important. If he's out an extended period of time because they have such little margin for error, he's got to be healthy for them in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But this Thunder team, I've been around them a number of times already this season. They are as focused and locked in as any young team I've ever seen. All right, one more thing I want to show before we move on. Check this out. First quarter, Russ checks in, and a standing ovation there in OKC. This is the 7th time he's returned to OKC with a different team, and it was like the first all over again. Yeah. This was going on for a good amount of time while we were at the arena yesterday, so shout out to Russ.
Number 0 will be in the rafters.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that was just one game from a packed weekend of hoops. It's time for our big 3 top plays of the weekend. At number 3, Milwaukee Bucks. Jericho Sims. Magic and Bucks. It's Saturday. AJ Green finds Jericho Sims and puts Jonathan Isaac on a poster.
And should have gotten a flop warning on top of it. With all due respect.
Don't take charges on dunks.
Sorry, Jonathan Isaac. We didn't mean to do that to you. Number 2.
I think we did.
Well, maybe we did. Not purposely. The way it turned out. Cole Anthony. Giannis loses his defender, but Cole Anthony denies the Greek freak.
Edwards elevation.
Jeez.
Cole Anthony, standing 6'2", by the way, against
the dunk
Giannis.
contest. Remember that?
Yeah, he did it in Timberland.
One
Yeah, I
of those
remember.
highlight-filled games of the week.
And number 1, Trey Murphy.
He comes in at number 1 a lot.
Jose Alvarado, he's going to lob it up from half court to Trey. And look at that. What a finish.
I didn't know where he was.
Maybe he didn't.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no, he did. He saw it.
That is an acrobatic finish right there. I love the Jose reaction. By the way, did you catch the latest?